on Prime. It's usually weird when you know me guys. It's usually weird when I recommend a horror movie.
Yeah.
But it's very artistic, and it doesn't feel like a horror movie, but it is.
Mm-hmm. It sounds rad, dude.
You know who did that one, or did you realize who did it?
I can't pronounce his name.
Nicholas Winding Refn.
Yeah.
AKA the guy who did Drive.
He's fucking, like I said, like I've always I've enjoyed his stuff for a while, and his artistic view of filmmaking is very capturing. Especially his use of neon in this one, hence the Neon Demon.
Neo are in this too?
Yeah, what's his name? Keanu Reeves is in there. Who else is in there?
Jenna Malone.
Yeah. It's like surprisingly, when I got recommended this movie to watch this week,
who recommended this? I gotta ask you, who recommended this movie to you?
Actually, this painter.
Oh, okay.
This painter who I went to go photograph.
That makes sense.
He was like, "Hey, have you watched because when he's like, have you ever watched the Neon Diamond or the Neon Demon?" I was like, "What the fuck is that?"
Yeah.
He's like, "Just watch it, dude. I know you're gonna like it. You're very I know you're into artsy stuff, so just watch it, dude." He's like, "I know you're gonna love it," and surprise, surprise, I did. So I definitely want to rec this for our October viewing, because I think this would be perfect.
Hell yeah.
To have. It's a really odd and artsy movie, and I really do think it's something we should look into, because he really does make this really odd. And then my other one, which I had, was Colors.
Nice.
If you
is that a nod to Vic?
Yeah. If you guys haven't seen it, it's like one of the few original gangster movies that really showed what the gang life here in the West Coast and stuff, with and especially in East LA, in Compton and stuff like that. It's insane to go back and watch it, because that was the way of life for a bunch of people that I grew up with.
Yeah.
Adults that were around me. A lot of that stuff, a lot of people that didn't like to be in gangs were pressured into being a gang. But yeah, go check it out, man. Sean Penn in this movie is pretty wild. A reckless Sean Penn.
Robert Duvall.
So yeah, Robert Duvall.
Don Cheadle.
Don Cheadle. This was actually one of his first roles, right? Besides, I forgot what other movie. This was one of his first movie roles, and it's pretty surreal. Once a lot of the actors that are in this movie are some of them went on to being big movie stars, you know.
Yeah.
It's kind of surreal. So go check them out. I know both of these movies. I know Colors is on Prime right now too. So if you guys have Prime, please go watch Colors and the Neon Demon.
Very nice. Nice.
Yeah. So just last night, we're recording this on, was it Tuesday evening? Mm-hmm. Yesterday, I watched Dave Franco's directorial debut. It's a little horror thriller called The Rental, starring Alison Brie of Glow, Scream 4. She's been in a bunch of stuff, actually. Jeremy Allen White, Dan Stevens. your boy James.
Yeah.
And Sheila Vand. Holy shit, man. This movie surpassed all of my expectations, dude. I already love IFC. IFC helped produce this. It definitely has that indie thriller vibe. Super original. I really can't tell you much about the plot outside of basically it's these two writers, a man and a woman. They're partners, business partners, and they bring their significant others to this vacation home, basically an Airbnb, and shit doesn't go exactly as they planned it to. I'll put it at that. And super twisted, incredible psychological thriller. Like I said in my story last night, like, shout out to fucking Dave Franco, because I think he really did find his calling. I can't wait to see what the guy does next. Highly recommend you guys all on the show and at home check out this movie. Give it your money. The Rental, very fun, very scary. It's gonna do for Airbnbs possibly like what Jaws did for going to the beach. You know, it's there's something there that just really strikes a nerve, and it's very unique and creative, you know. And that's what it's really hard in the horror genre to do something new that's not an existing franchise, and they've started something that could potentially go on further. So check this out, The Rental. Amazing stuff.
Is it streaming anywhere, sir?
Not for free. It's a brand new. It's a film that it's just come out, so you're gonna probably pay. If you value my word at all, drop some money. Give this some money. You know.
Nice.
And then my next one is a 70s classic, Stanley Kubrick classic, A Clockwork Orange.
Nice.
Nice.
Starring the great Malcolm McDowell. If you haven't seen this film, what have you been doing with your life? You need to have seen this at least once. It is definitely a hard pill to swallow, but if you can appreciate outstanding filmmaking, check it out. Very wild stuff. A Clockwork Orange.
To me, one of the best directors of all time.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And now for the movie focus of the week.
All right, this week we're talking about Kung Fu Hustle for our local DJ Anaris. The film came out in 2004. It's rated R. It's an action comedy. It's 1 hour and 39 minutes, and it's got a smooth and well-deserved 90 on Rotten. It's directed by Stephen Chow, starring Stephen Chow, Danny Chan, Yin Hua, Yuen Kui, and Eva Hong. The story itself is set in 1940 Shanghai, where a powerful group known only as the Axe Gang rules the wealthy territories while the slums are left to rot in peace. However, when Bone and Singh arrive in the Pigsty Alley, falsely claiming to be Axe members, they accidentally set off a war between the gang and group of retired kung fu masters hidden within the neighborhood. The film itself is bursting with originality, from its mixture of traditional Chinese music, silly slapstick comedy, intentionally cartoony CGI, and incredible fight choreography. It's extremely hard to not be sucked into this parallel world of craziness. Kung Fu Hustle was first released on December 23rd, 2004 in China, and then on January 25th in the US. The film also ranks on the list of highest grossing foreign films in the US. With a budget of $20 million, it went on to gross well over $100 million internationally. The film was the product of its director, Stephen Chow, after being approached by Columbia Pictures Asia upon his prior success, 2001's Shaolin Soccer. Resurrecting many retired actors from the Hong Kong martial arts cinema scene, Stephen and the film are often credited for revitalizing the martial arts genre we all know and love. Thank you.
Nice. Very beautiful.
So, Anaris, why? What made you pick this as the main focus, and what does this film mean to you? It seems like you love it a lot. I want to know. Let's pick your brain and find out why.
I love Kung Fu. I love how many of us, like, personally watch mixed martial arts in general. We're interested in always watching stuff like this. And I like this movie because it's a good film for its comedic dark tones, nice symbolisms for me. And it's two of my favorite films from Stephen Chow, next to Journey to the West, to the 2014 one. And I like it because it has a good twist of Tarantino style with Bugs Bunny and Roadrunner and like some Hidden Dragon stuff. So / Matrix too, in some certain scenes. And personally, it's very over the top, but it's a movie that works. You know what I mean? So that's why I chose this film. It's very good, and I'm not surprised that it has its 90% on Rotten. So yeah, dude, that's why I chose this film. It's very nice too, and its style. I forgot the word in the Chinese language, but the style is called nonsense. That's what they call it. So that's why it's like filmed in this way and in this weird comedic tone. So it's a really good film. Nice. I'd be surprised if people haven't watched this one yet. If they have, they'll instantly love it. I'm pretty sure. I've never met one person that's never not liked this movie. So it's like, what do you guys think of the film, personally?
I'll go. I've only seen this movie one time before, and I think I was probably a freshman or sophomore in high school when I watched it. And then rewatching it again now, it definitely holds up. I remember a lot of scenes before I rewatched it, just scenes that like stuck out to me, and then rewatching it again, and it was just as entertaining as it was back then, and it still is now. One of the comedic, like the slapstick type of scenes that are kind of in between fighting scenes or even during fighting scenes that they throw in for like, a couple of seconds. It's definitely to me, it's a one of a kind kung fu movie. And like you said, I thought that was pretty interesting that they kind of resurrected a bunch of careers for retired martial artists and stuff like that. So then because I was watching the movie and the scene where the three, the tailor, the two other guys, and they're both, the two guys are old, and the other guy's he's in pretty good shape. He's probably like in his mid-20s, late 20s. And I'm just like, wow, these old guys are keeping up, and they're doing their own stunts, and they look good doing it. They don't look like they're old and tired. I thought that was pretty interesting. So that was pretty cool.
Yeah, I also picked this movie because I wanted to challenge the podcast to do a movie that wasn't in English. So this is why I also picked it. So this should test our limits. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
this is why. And
yes, it's one of those movies where you have to watch it, because if you don't, and unless you speak,
Chinese.
they're speaking Chinese. Yeah, Chinese.
Mandarin.
Unless you speak Mandarin, you'd be lost. So, and I really did like the. I don't know if who composed this like the soundtrack, but
Raymond Wong.
Okay, I feel like he pulled a lot from, like you said, Quentin Tarantino, and then some scenes, the music playing in the background reminded me of The Matrix, like you said, which was crazy. But yeah, it was really fun to watch this one and kind of relive that time when I did watch it.
Yeah, what do you think about it, Diego?
It's funny because this is like one of those movies where I accidentally was not expecting to watch, not through the podcast, but back when I first watched it. Actually, I went to Hollywood Video if you could believe that.